Hey, Uncle Buck. Got approved, yep. Today. It got approved today. I actually had to basically I had to get up at my hey feral cat. Basically I had to get up at my normal time. Like I had to get up in time for work in order to find out if I actually had to work today or not. So fucking stupid that they waited until like the last fucking minute to let me know if it was approved or not. Fucking off. Fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. Like taking a full week to confirm it. Come on. Hey, Pineapple. I am also still disappointed with the election. What if you had to go out of town and wasn't home? Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good thing that it was just like I just wanted a day off. Like that it wasn't good to be around like minds. Yeah, like it's definitely good that it wasn't something where it's like, oh, I have very important plans. Like, oh, I have something that I need to do. This, something I need to do, so I need the day off so I can do this. I did just want a day off to continue recovering. Still need to recover from having to stay up until it was damn near noon when I went to bed on Wednesday. It's my favorite Trader Joe's. I do like. I mean, I like Jubilee. Jubilee's cool. Jubilee's just a great character. Easily, hey old meat. Easily the best of Wolverine's sidekicks. It's a good shirt. Yep. Yellow. Got a yellow for the iconic jacket. Yeah, had to do yellow. Yeah, if you're gonna get a Jubilee shirt, it's got to be in yellow, right? The jacket, that iconic jacket of hers. As for dinner, yep. I'm on the fence about whether to order myself something later. I did like I'm not long out of bed. Just had a muffin right before I just finished a muffin right before I came on live, so not hungry or anything. Order yourself something. You deserve something nice if you want. Hey, Comic Brook. Making tacos this week. I actually don't like tacos, Feral Cat. My utterly fucking bizarre food preferences means that I don't actually like tacos for some reason. I like nachos. I enjoy nachos, not tacos. Why? Because I am weird. My brain works weird. Did you get to day off? Same here. I'm also glad I got it off. I'm enjoying the old FF games I'm playing through. I am enjoying playing through them. They're you're an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Yep. Texture thing, I get it. Entirely possible. It's like it very well may be just a texture thing. Google grad school. I'm not sure. Hey, Habibi. I'm gonna come down off Coke. From what I understand, that's never a fun time, Habibi. I wouldn't know. I've never done Coke, so drink some OJ and smoke a bowl. Yep, orange juice. Always, yeah, always orange juice. Yeah, orange juice is always the thing you need. I was just gonna do more Coke, some more Coke to take the edge off. Coke and orange juice. Think of your poor wallet. Good point. I mean, if you can afford it, then smokable is always my remedy for everything. That is true. If you can afford it, then why not? I use my mom's Chase card to buy it. Hey, whatever works. Drug dealers are taking cars now. I mean, it's the 21st century. They got to keep up. It's 2020. They gotta keep up with the times. Old meat. It makes a documented paper trail. Hey, Scapegoat. Have I ever written a check? Yes. Not often. Hey, private dancer. I was here first. I just said somewhere that it wasn't here. Okay. Hey, Zoe. Could I write you one? I don't think I have any checks. Or I think I have checks, but the account they're connected to is closed. If I don't keep paying, I'll be behind on rent. What are all these $30 and $60 charges on our Cash App every weekend? Hookers. They're hookers. Shit, what was that Simpsons quote? It's for pornography. Thinking about roulette and putting my mom's entire pension on black. Wouldn't be the first time your mom was all on black. Hi-oh. That's right. I was at the pornography store buying some pornography. love that quote. Such a great line. Such a great line and delivered so cheerfully. I love how cheerfully he says it. Order some schnitzels. I got a blow my nose. Give me a second. I got to blow my nose real quick. That's better. That's better. Hey, Lucy. You heard I don't put my cart back when I go grocery shopping? I don't. I actually don't, old meat. I just put it to the side. You are not currently blocked, private dancer. Hey, Sativa. Really? I've only been on for about 12 minutes. So, yes. I take the cart home so the local riffraff can ride in them. Well, that's a good option, too. But I'm too lazy to put the cart back, so yeah, I don't bother. Cart attendants just felt the pain like thousands crying out in agony. I'm sorry, cart attendants. I'm terrible, I know. I know it's shitty of me, but humans do both good and bad things. Indeed. Where do I leave the cart? Inside the store. I just sort of like after I get through the cash, I just sort of push the cart off to the side a bit. Took my rescue cat panther that I took out to the vet this week for his bad skin. Steroid and anti-inflammatory injections is now like a new cat. Good for him. Some of the place outside for them. I mean, probably. I mean, there are, but I don't drive. I walk. Like I walk to and from the grocery store. Planning to do with your day off. Basically this for a couple hours, and then jack shit. Losing your touch. Well, that's why I use your mom's touch. Or something. Or something. Use Cardi as a basket. I pick up a few too many things for just the basket. The basket would be just like a little bit heavy going through the store. See today and go find a cool arcade. I mean, it's almost 8:30 at night here in Cornwall. I don't think there's many arcades. I don't know if Cornwall even has an arcade. suppose Dan at the movie theater would be like the only arcade we've got. I'm ancient. Go to bed at like 10. I work like late shift. I work 5:30. I work 5:30 at night until 2 in the morning. So I go to bed at like 8 a.m. I'm going to bed at like 8:30 in the morning. I think of UK. So I'm returning up to Cup. Whatever to save the planet. Tired of living in Cornwall? Yeah, I don't like Cornwall, but bowling alleys usually have an arcade too. Fuck, I'm not sure if Cornwall still has a bowling alley. Like legitimately, I'm not entirely sure if Cornwall still has a bowling alley left. Smuggling into Canada? Not really. Anyway, Lucy, what do I think of the UK? I think Keir Starmer sucks. I think Starmer pushed hard to the right. And the only reason it worked is because everyone was so completely and totally fed up with the Conservative Party. Like the only reason Starmer got elected is because everybody got so tired of the Conservatives. There's no excitement for him because he moved hard to the right. Yeah, he's supposed to be the Labor candidate, but he seemed to be under the impression that you feel more right. Care depressing this week. Oh, Christmas songs are already being played. Gordon was like the Alamo if it sucked. But hey, Anunnaki. I mean, I think Caitlyn Jenner sucks in general. Just like Caitlyn Jenner is just a general piece of shit. Sick of Christmas already. I know. I don't think they even like her. Oh no, she's trans. They hate her. They hate her because they hate trans people. They don't want trans people to exist, frankly. And also because she's just annoying and shitty. I don't know how many times Chantal farted tonight because it seemed like a lot. I mean, take it from somebody who used to live with her. She farts a lot. So excited for Christmas. I don't know. Christmas is just not something that Christmas is just not something that I've ever really been excited about. Um, Beyond that, I hate most Christmas music. 99% of Christmas music I hate. like Caitlyn originally is represented. I mean, the thing is, she was still part of the Kardashian family, so she was still kind of obnoxious. Like even when she first transitioned, she was kind of obnoxious. Um, Spent hours wrapping these toys to bring to Toys for Tots, but they said they have to be unwrapped. Well, that's a shame. Makes sense. It honestly, like, it makes sense that bring us unwrapped toys. We can wrap them ourselves. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Toys for Tots actually like wraps the gifts themselves. It might be something like that where it's like, but I mean, like, they don't want you bringing in like a fucking dildo. You know? Like they can't have unwrapped gifts because I mean, it could be, yeah, someone out there ruin it by giving inappropriate things. Exactly. Somebody bringing a collection of unwrapped, someone bringing a collection of hardcore smut. That's not appropriate for kids. So, Rose Toys for Tots. Exactly, scapegoat. They don't wrap them. Kind of a shame that they don't wrap the gifts for the toys or for the kids, but 14-year-old boy might not mind that one. I mean, it's not that I'm hiding. It's just like, just where I am in life right now. I'm not comfortable beginning. That said, I don't know that I'll ever be in a position where I'm comfortable because Jesus fucking Christ, prices of everything are ridiculous. Learn to sew and make your own amazing clothes. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd want to do that. I'd be way too nervous to do that. Like making my own clothes, I'd be way too nervous. Not about how they turn out. I'd be nervous about like fucking hurting myself. Hey, Barbara. I do not have particularly good hand-eye coordination. Wear a thimble. Hey, Beetlejuice. Made a tiny abaya last night. Neat. I'm gonna get my money to move out. Honestly, as far as moving out goes, I honestly don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I just have no idea what I'm actually going to do for that. I mean, it's like I can't afford to live on my own. And I don't really want to live with some total stranger. No, I don't have to move out. No. No, Anunnaki was asking if I'm waiting for money, waiting for my money before moving out. Clothes you feel most comfortable wearing. I mean, I mostly just wear jeans and t-shirts. You have a 5-year plan? Man, I barely have a 5-minute plan. Lots of people will be moving to Canada. I don't know that there's going to be that many. We do have pretty strict requirements for it. Having a 5-year plan is psychotic. No, having a 5-year plan is a good idea. You should have a 5-year plan. It's just the issue, I think, is that like it is exceptionally difficult for a lot of people to have 5-year plans because like I think Americans overestimate how welcome and wanted we are in other countries. Kinda, unless you're wealthy or work in a special field. That's pretty much the case. You need to have, in order to migrate to Canada, you do need a good chunk of money, and like you need a certain amount of like, you need, just skills that can help you get a job and blah blah blah. No matter what you plan, things are going to happen. Sure. No plan survives contact with the enemy. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. But please tell me what your 5-year plan is. What a 5-year plan is. A 5-year plan is just like, in 5 years, this is where I want to be. What's slang called when you just wake up and see what the vibes are? That's called winging it. Yeah, a 5-year plan, it's like, here's what I want to be, like 5 years, here's what I want to be doing in 5 years. Here's what I'm going to do to accomplish it. Yeah, like, for example, right now I do customer service. So let's say, 5 years, I want to be in management. I want to be a manager. So here's what I'm going to do to make that happen. I don't want to be a manager, though. Hey, Jordan. Thought I had a plan, but in February, my 42-year-old sister was diagnosed with several benign brain tumors. Yeah, that fucks up plans. Good to have goals, maybe, but a 5-year plan is so arbitrary. What is this plan you speak of? I have none. We're talking about 5-year plans in general. I don't have any plan. We don't make plans here. Indeed, we don't. My 5-year plan is to be close to done with the Final Fantasy franchise. Most of the way, my plan is to be most of the way through the Final Fantasy franchise. Hey, Ray, need to get married and have a 2-income household. Which sucks, because I don't want to meet people. Could have known 5 years ago your girl would be farting in the Middle East. Indeed. My plan was to help you plan, but I found it drove you further away from me. Hey, Color Purple. I am not someone who does plans. Do you see yourself with kids in 5 years? Fuck no. I don't see myself ever having kids. I will never have kids. Love to see me being happy about that fact. Yep. I just do not like kids. I want to bring a child into this world is a myth. And in my case, nothing to do with that. I just really do not like kids. They weird me out. Kids like just creep me out. You did just try being an educator first. Like kids younger than like 13 just I'm just like creep me out. Like young kids like just weird me out. Especially like under 13, they creep me out. And then teens are just annoying. Hey, Vanna. I'd rather hurdle myself off a bridge. So I've always stayed with cats. Yep. I've been a teacher, but I don't think it counts because my kid would be way better than everyone else. The weird drugs would well, not drugs, but hormones would make you think that. You would think your kid's the best because hormones. Hey, Bricka. Hey, Pickle. Chug a Mountain Dew. Do now the nephews, nieces struggle with eye contact and seem poorly socialized? I think the pandemic did a number on their school experience. It definitely did. Am I mad? I'm not mad, Vanna. I mean, you didn't even know. You didn't even know for sure if I would be on. It's fine. I am understanding. Aretha Franklin. Thought when you're older, more mature. And I'm pretty sure I'll never be more mature, so I'd find the right kid for me and then get his parents out of the picture. Yep. You could feel it in my sphincter. I mean, I wasn't completely sure, I'll be honest. Stop kidnap shaming. Image of a child's skull, horrifying, teeth everywhere. Your sphincter, Jordan. Would I ever wear a sports bra? Probably not because I don't want to do sports. Sports are awful. Listen to Genesis, Dave Bowie. Genesis, not my thing. David Bowie, also not really my thing. Yeah, Genesis and David Bowie just aren't really my style. Frame your Halloween picture and hang it in your closet. And trans people should have their own division for sports. Nah. Nah, I mean, the reality is there's such a small number of trans women. Very small number of trans, like there's a very small number of trans people who even participate in sports. Even smaller number who are at a competitive level. So I mean, just having certain guidelines in place, requiring them to have been on estrogen certain like the time, testosterone below certain levels, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's fine. I did not watch that episode, and fuck South Park for that episode. Like genuinely, just fuck them for that episode. But he did the David Bowie mic up. I don't really remember that very well, honestly. Tuned in Netflix to watch Mike Tyson fight tonight. I didn't. Overall competitive matching based on the criteria that it's more fair and isn't sexist. Yeah, I mean, there's like, I don't know. I mean, there's certain sports where like it, regardless of gender, it's like it almost makes more sense to base it on weight class rather than gender. And yeah, I mean, there's things like that. Bowie shirt, but I don't know. It's just there's so few trans women competing in general anyway. It's like, fucking let them. I don't see why getting fingered in public is a big deal. Thoughts on Tom York? I used to really like Radiohead. My shifts did shift away. My taste did shift away. I don't really enjoy his voice the way I used to. I used to like him more than I do now. I don't know. It's just it's the I don't know. Maybe it's just like a subconscious. Maybe it's just like my hipster thing acting out subconsciously. My hipster side being, just like no, they got too mean. They got too popular. I can't enjoy them anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. You are not blocked, private dancer. Hipster. Never like David Schwimmer. Yeah, did anyone? We're all going to die. Yay. Every big name in the 60s and 70s, fuck 13. Yep, you're not wrong. My Chemical Romance. Nah, I won't be watching My Chemical Romance. Again, they're not really a band that I've listened to much. Did I ever watch David Attenborough? I've watched some of his. I've watched some stuff that he's narrated. Like I've watched some of the nature stuff that he's done. Why is he whispering over the footage that the animal's going to hear? That's a good point. You know my favorite thing about My Chemical Romance, actually, though? My favorite thing about My Chemical Romance is that becoming an international rock star was Gerard Way's was Gerard Way being like sidetracked from his true love of being a comic book writer. That's what Gerard Way really wanted to do, was to make comics. He wanted to be a comic book writer, damn it. And then 9/11 happened, and then there was like war on terror started getting up, and I was like, yeah. And he decided, I'll be an international rock star instead. Yeah, I'll spend a little bit of time as an international rock star. I had no idea. Yeah, like literally comic books was his dream. Making comic books was his actual goal, and then he ended up becoming an international rock star instead. Which, like, how the fuck is that your backup, man? How the fuck is international rock star your plan B? Especially when fucking like comic books don't pay jack shit. So like he absolutely made the right choice. Because comic books do not pay jack shit. Didn't know 9/11 had a break? Yeah. Specifically, it was like the reactions to 9/11 and like the war on terror, really, I think was what it was. Hey, Laser Possum. Is that on your shirt? It is Jubilee of the X-Men. X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. You saw 9/11 from across the river? Yeah, he happened to be. Yeah, he happened to be in New York on 9/11. So you're upset by the election results? Yeah, Laser Possum. And yeah, the election results sucked. Yeah, he happened to be in New York on 9/11 and seeing it happen. Um, he started writing some music. Yeah, it's just. And yeah, so for a few years, that being an international rock star ended up distracting him from his true love of writing comic books. which is fucking weird. Thoughts on Van Halen? I'm not a fan of Van Halen. I especially do not enjoy David Lee Roth. Like the Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen, I have no particular thoughts on one whatsoever. The David Lee Roth version of Van Halen era of Van Halen, oh, I fucking hate that dude. I hate his voice. Listening to him sing honestly makes me feel like I need a shower. Like he's got this voice that makes me feel like I need a shower whenever I hear him. We have the same chair. We're basically the same person. I will probably need to replace this chair relatively soon. Hero to me, look, Gerard Way's a little hero to me. Married to Lynn's out of mindless self-indulgence. Cool, cool. Panic at the Disco. Another band that I've never really listened to. I just never really listened to them. Good band name. It's a great name for a band. Excessive comic book writing raises red flags for me as someone who works in forensic nursing, and that seems to be a tendency. I mean, I will say comic book writing is a red flag. You're not wrong. Like working in the comic industry as a general, working in the comic book industry just in general. Yeah, I'd say it's fair to call that a red flag. Not because they're going to be because they're not, because they're going to be, if someone's working in the comic book industry, they're not right in the head. They might not do anything bad. They might not do anything bad, but they're not right in the head. Is that me when people kept comparing me to Simpsons comic book guy? It's inaccurate only in that I don't gatekeep the way he did. Like comics of murderers when they draw themselves as the hero. Panic at the Disco. Said Anunnaki. I've never listened to Panic at the Disco. Great brand name. Great band name, though. It's a great name. Mainstream comics are sus to me. Yeah. The industry is horribly exploitative. Like, it is a disgustingly exploitative industry. Have I ever panicked at the disco? I have never been to a disco. If I ever was at a disco, I imagine I would panic a little bit. The anxiety would probably get to me a bit. Panic on Dischode. Legacy comic companies keep making movies and pushing these stories in younger gen. I mean, the shitty thing is they keep making these movies, and the people who made the comics are getting jack shit out of it. like like how much money do these movies make, and not a dime gets thrown to the people who made the comics that these movies are based off of. Psychology, it fascinates me. My patients who have been convicted of murder depict themselves as comic characters in psychology. Never want to be a comic artist when I learn more about it. Literally one of the most famous quotes about comic books. Like, genuinely one of the most famous quotes out there. Kid, comics will break your heart. Jack Kirby, one of the biggest names in the history of the industry, one of the most important comic creators of all time, was asked, how to get into comics. And his response was, kid, comics will break your heart. Siegel and Schuster, the creators of Superman, died poor. I thought the most famous was Stan Lee. Stan Lee is probably the most famous. But that's because Stan Lee was phenomenal at self-marketing. An Edison character? Kinda, yeah. He's honestly, yeah. He wasn't the one creating shit. He wasn't the one coming up with all the great ideas. He was just the one taking all the credit for it. He was phenomenal at marketing himself. Um, guys like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, a lot of the other classic artists, a lot of the other major artists, they were never really as, they just sort of head down, do the job. Stan Lee was the one out there. To be fair, Stanley wasn't like Stanley. While he did do a lot to promote himself, what he was really trying to do is to promote comics. Guys like Kirby and Ditko, put their heads down and did the job. But Lee was out there promoting the comics. He was out there selling them. He was out there talking to studios to get cartoons and movies and shit like that. Like he was out there doing the work to promote the company. And in the process of doing that, he also ended up doing a lot to promote himself. It sounds like Al Gore invented the internet. Al Gore didn't claim to invent the internet. What Al Gore was talking about was the fact that as a senator, he pushed for legislation that was responsible for spreading the internet. He was a special guest on movies. Yeah. Because Stan Lee was an outgoing guy. He was like, Stan was charismatic to all hell. Like, he was just absolutely always a delight. and a great storyteller. He was like a genuinely good storyteller. Yeah, a lot of shit he said was false. A lot of the shit he said was not true, but it made for a good story. And so it's like the janitor at every other Walmart, mini mart. Yeah, I mean, like I like Stanley. Will I ever come to UK? I don't know. Impossible to tell, Lucy. I like Stanley. Like I like Stanley. He was a good dude. Like he was a young. He did do a lot for the comic industry. Man Bear Pig. I fucking hated Man Bear Pig. But yeah, like Lee genuinely did do a lot for comic books. Um, he did have a legitimate hand in shaping uh, the way comic book stories are told. Like a lot of the humanizing aspects of early Marvel comics, he did play a major role in that. Most comics I see are rectangular. Most, but yeah, like prior to Fantastic Four, superheroes weren't really human. Fantastic Four, Spider Man, Hulk. All those X-Men, all those early Marvel comic books. They did try to make the characters feel more human. And Lee was legitimately a big part of that. His dialogue was a big part of that. And just like just conversations he had with the artists. He talked them out and like yeah. So I mean like it's he was genuinely influential, just not to the extent that he is often credited as. He does often get credit for shit that he didn't really do. The other thing is what was I about to say? Well, shit, I lost my train of thought. I totally lost my train of thought. Dang it. Go to the UK. I don't know. It's like I said, it's impossible to tell if I'll end up getting back there. Train horn. Hey, Julia. I would need to get a passport. I do need to get my passport. I really should get my passport one of these days. Right. The other thing about Stan Lee is that he was very much a company man. And that is, you know, that is something that is very much not to his credit. He was not someone who really fought for creator rights. Okay, ready? I did. I did get down to Service Ontario on Wednesday. Renewed my ID, updated my address, and renewed it. So now I'm just needing to wait for it to come in the mail. He could be an animatronic puppet. I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, there were times where he did like, yeah, there were definitely times where he did end up being kind of that way. Once I get my ID, once I get my ID back in the mail, I will also need to update my health card because my health card expires in February. That's something I will probably end up doing in January. Because at some point in February, or at some point in December, I'm going to need to take a day to do Christmas shopping. So probably sometime in January, I'll take a day to hit up the Service Ontario again so I can update my OHIP card, renew it. I my landlord something. Probably would be nice to me actually. I don't know. Maybe something to consider. When's my birthday? February. Assuming my schedule doesn't change before then, I will have the day off. I will have my birthday off. Expires in birth month. I think specifically, I think OHIP health card expires specifically on your birthday. I think it does expire on your birthday. I will be 40. Shit, I'm about to turn 40. Damn. Man, I'm trying to delete all my tweets. Already literally look this morning. Now that Twitter is going to be using hey Elf. I just pretending with point of contact. Yep. So Twitter has decided that all tweets will be or can be used for training AI. And fuck AI. And fuck Elon Musk in general. Fuck Twitter. So yeah, I'm just deleting my just tweet sup whores. I'm not actually deleting my account. First of all, there are still people using Twitter that I will be continuing to follow on there. The other thing is, if you actually delete your Twitter account, then your account, your username gets recycled and can be used by somebody else. And even though I don't expect anyone to want to use the username X-Men Expert, I'd still rather sit on it. How my friends message you on my behalf. I mean, like I said, my account will still be there. Yeah, like I'm trying to delete, but the script I downloaded a script to do it, and it doesn't actually seem to be doing it. It doesn't actually seem to be downloading any tweets. So just kind of annoying how long it's taking. I'll delete my Twitter if I wasn't so lazy. But a fun way to deal with scammers on the phone is keep saying yes no matter what they say to you. Yeah, or just like play along with them, just keep asking them questions. I know there are people who make a game out of it. See how long they can keep telemarketers on the phone for. Just as a way of fucking with them. Fucking with them and keeping them from bugging other people. Am I going to see the movie Wicked? It is something I would like to watch, like when it's on streaming. I'm not going to go to the theater for it. I really don't care enough about it to go to the theater. I'm thinking once both parts are on streaming, I might watch it at that point. Only when both parts are on streaming, though. Also, I do think that I would prefer to watch the Wicked stage show. Like, I feel like I'd probably enjoy the stage show more than I would enjoy the movie. I did watch. I did sort of watch the stage show. Like, I found this stream, but it was like somebody had like taken two different versions of it, and it wasn't particularly, the filming wasn't particularly best quality for either version. I was laughing, but he says mated. Kinky. So good at staging a scene to make it look like an accident. I'm gonna refill my water. Give me a moment. Yeah. Michael Crawford doesn't ring a bell. I did not delete. I have not deleted Twitter. I am trying to delete all my tweets. I downloaded a script that's supposed to delete all my tweets, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem to be doing anything. Still shows having the same number of posts. this rate, I feel like it'd be quicker to just manually do it. Delete all my tweets, like go for manually and do them. Fighting for what I think was like 30 minutes. Yeah, she'll do that. She will absolutely do that. When is she coming back? Why, Jordan? Does your mom miss her? Ew. Ew. She so casually enters the zone after a good minute. Are you farting? Yeah. Like spur stream of consciousness. Pretty much. Anywho, gotta up my gas game. Indeed, yeah. If you want to compete with Chantel, hell yeah. I don't know if you can compete with her. I'm not leaving yet, Uncle Buck. Work did approve my time off today. Literally got approved today. Which, like, fuck off with that. Make me wait until the last fucking minute to find out if I have to come in or not. Fuck off. Try to request a grand a day a month. And that's basically my plan, Vanna. Base here in UK, all you need is your flight, passport, money. Go on cruise. Fuck cruises. No. You could not pay me to go on a cruise. Floating petri dishes. Just the gross. Think about being an indentured servant on a farm that offers housing. Alternatively, I can just stay home. That also works for me. Has the benefit of me not getting horribly sick. I know people who live with parents in the 30s and it's chill. ASF. Yep. A never ending movie stuck in a boat. Yeah, it's whatever gives someone attorney of power of it. You mean power of attorney? I mean, if I needed to. Yeah, like if I didn't really have much choice, then maybe. See what happened to Gilligan, and that's supposed to be a 3-hour tour. Right? I'll stay away from cruise ships, thank you very much. What was the girl's name? Ginger? What was the girl's name? Ginger? Marianne? I don't know. What was the lady's name? What was the name of the hot girl on Gilligan's Island? Maritime disasters are wild. Fine, I guess I'll look up the hot girl on Gilligan's Island myself. Marianne Ginger. Ah, there were two. There was Ginger and there was Marianne. Ginger is the hot girl and Marianne is the cute girl. Your mom and sister Amy are on a cruise. Well, you won't see them for a few years until the. Well, no, I mean, I suppose remakes never last very long these days. So it'll probably be 1 to 2 seasons before you see them again. You know, the original Gilligan's Island ran for fucking forever. Reboot, just probably a season or two. Sweet Life on Deck. When Debbie Ryan's ex-boyfriend does the horsey around the barrel chest move on Cole Sprouse' character, and I know what a lot of those words are, but I do not understand them in that order. I have no idea what the hell that means. Anyway, I've got like 8 more episodes of Star Trek Enterprise to finish. Almost done. I'm almost finished with Enterprise. And then I can start my rewatch of the modern era of Star Trek. I'm going to skip the Abrams verse movies. Got me worried about my sister. I mean, realistically, Lucy, they will probably get sick. They'll probably catch a bug for a little while once they like even either while they're on the ship or after they're done. They will probably end up having some sort of bug because cruise ships are super gross. They'll be fine. Just vomitous for a bit. They're probably not going to end up on an abandoned island. Yeah, yeah. I think I will probably end up skipping the Abrams first Star Trek movies. Skip rewatching those ones because the two that he directed are legitimately fucking awful. Third one, Beyond, actually isn't that bad because it was directed by somebody who actually enjoys Star Trek. J.J. Abrams was using it to make a J.J. Abrams used Star Trek as an audition to make Star Wars. That's all his Star Trek movies were. Were an addition to do the new Star Wars movies. Um, the third one, the director of the third one actually gave a shit about Star Trek as its own thing, which made it unquestionably the best of those three movies. But I fucking hated the two that Abrams directed, so I'm just gonna skip them all and get skip right ahead to Discovery. I am looking forward to rewatching Discovery, Latvian animation titled show or Snow. Doesn't ring any bells, Scapegoat. I mean, it's possible I've seen people talk about it before, but not that I'm aware of. I never watched House. Happy birthday to Uncle Buck's quarters, oldest daughter, older daughter. Happy birthday to Uncle Buck's quarters daughter, Nina. Happy birthday, Nina. I hope you can get off that ventilator soon. Because I imagine it's not much fun. It probably sucks, and it'd be nice if you got to go home. Some Bill O'Reilly. He's a douche. Bill O'Reilly was the one who had that Fox News had to fire because of sexual abuse allegations, right? Was that was it Bill O'Reilly? Was it Bill O'Reilly that Fox News was basically forced to fire because of how expensive the sexual abuse allegations were getting? Can you record that and play it to her? She can't respond. I don't know how much she understands. Your brother was on an O'Reilly segment and yelled at, I imagine. I watch House, but sometimes Neighborhood Patrol tells me to vamoose. That happens, yeah. Oh shit! What was that disease that they had like a running gag where someone would speculate that it was this disease and it never was until one episode it was. My brother's represented cause can be used hand in hand with a racist slant. Ah, well. Bill is always, Bill O'Reilly's always on board with racism. So, no, I never watched House. Don't know who Bill O'Reilly is. Bill O'Reilly. He was a Fox News host. Right wing pundit who was kind of infamous for yelling at guests. Never Lupus. Yeah, Lupus. That was the one. And then eventually it was Lupus once, right? I feel like I remember people. Like I feel like I remember just seeing people talk about it online. Remember his old Meltdown remix? I don't know that I watched the remix, but yeah, I do remember his old Meltdown. Fine, we'll do it live. Hey, Andrew. Wolf Mario. Has there been a Wolf Mario costume in the games yet? He's had a lot of costumes. Never Lucas knows. According to some quick lookups, somebody did once have lupus. Once there was one time somebody actually did have lupus on that show on House. They're not costumes; they're transformations. Either way, they're his identity. Super Mario 2 is my guilty pleasure. I mean, it's a good game. More heavily implied magic. Well, yes, but I will not watch the Tyson Paul fight now. Yeah, I mean, Mario 2 is actually a really good game. That said, Peach broke it. Peach was absolutely easy mode in that game. Luigi was probably the hardest. He was tough to control. I love Peach. That's what I mean. Yeah, and she was broken in that game. Like she just made it so easy. New animated Mario movie. I have not watched the Mario movie now. Do you like Mike Tyson? No. No, I'm generally not a fan of rapists. I'm not big on guys who abuse their wives, physically abuse their wives. So yeah, really not a fan of Mike Tyson. Guess I liked it. Well, yeah, I mean, I loved playing Peach. I mean, yeah, I played Peach all the time. Like that was my character. Like whenever I only played the game through once. I only played through it once, and yeah, I used Peach. Why would you not? Like, she makes the game so much easier. Why would you not use her? The only reason not to use her is like to increase the challenge level. She was absolutely the easiest character in the game to use. I think the order of use was probably like Peach, Mario, Toad, Luigi, in terms of like easiest to hardest to use. Gary Glitter was rehabilitated. No, he wasn't. Nah, Gary Glitter was never rehabilitated. He's a fucking asshole. That Joker movie used Gary Glitter's song, right? I'm sure Gary Glitter didn't get any royalties. I mean, I'm pretty sure Gary Glitter was dead by the time that movie came out. But I'm sure that like even if Gary Glitter was alive, he wouldn't have gotten any royalties for the use of that song. But even so, the fact that the movie used that song is like, really, dude, you're gonna use the song by a guy who is a notorious rapist. You enjoyed Joker 2? I did not watch Joker 2. I enjoyed the incel meltdown over Joker 2. Playing through all of them on RetroArch, Super Mario All Stars. I had Mario All Stars, yeah. Joker 2 is DC. Joker is DC. This is Joker 2 Nar. As far as I know, he's not Australian. This is Gary Glitter's release. He was back in pedocytes and all back to prison. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, in principle, I am, all for prison abolition. But also not sad about guys like Gary Glitter going to prison. Isn't that musical? Joker 2 was a musical, yes, which is probably why a lot of the fans of the original movie didn't like it. I like the people who loved the original movie. A lot of them hated Joker 2. I think because it was a musical. I like Lady Gaga. I mean, she seems cool. Didn't believe in legacies because he's gonna die. She's gonna die. We're all gonna die. I mean, I don't disagree with him. Do you want to see it? Because I heard they didn't want to make it. As far as I know, they didn't have anything against making it. 253 new K. Yep. Just like people who love classics and hate the remakes. In general, remakes are rarely as good as the original. A remake is seldom particularly necessary. Mike Tyson bit a guy's ear off. Yeah, and it's not even. And it's like it's barely in the top 5 most fucked up things about Mike Tyson. Nothing original nowadays. All cashing in on originals. I'm classic. I'm remakes. Do you believe Tyson's a good person? No. No, I don't think he is. Bill Maher's going for Mike Tyson. Never liked Bill Maher. Yeah, Bill Maher's been an asshole for a long time. Only awake is watching you. Glad I'm off work tomorrow. I'm glad you're off work too, Lucy. Unfortunately, I am not off work. I do have to work tomorrow. Yeah. You love pigeons as a child? Yep. And as an adult. Didn't he still have pigeons as an adult as well? Yeah. Holyfield, I believe. That's it. Yeah, I work Friday through Tuesday. I work Friday through Tuesday. More accurately, Tyson bit a chunk of somebody's ear off. He didn't bite the whole ear off, just a chunk of the ear. But yeah. I don't like Joe Rogan either. No. I liked Joe Rogan when he was like the fifth funniest person on news radio, which sounds like a dunk, but actually is not because that show had some fucking amazing talent. I referred like in the past, I referred to Joe Rogan as the fifth funniest person on news radio, and I mean that as a compliment. Fear Factor guy, yeah, he did move on to Fear Factor, yeah, but news radio was so good. Phil Hartman, obviously the funniest person on that show. Uh, Second, Dave Foley, who is always hilarious. Stephen Root, who played Jimmy James, was the third funniest because he was always great. Rogan supports Trump and Musk now. Yep, he is garbage. Yeah, he's an idiot. I think Joe Rogan and Vicki Lewis. Vicki Lewis played Beth. So yeah, Vicki Lewis and Joe Rogan. You know, you could make a case for either of them being the fourth funniest person on news radio. I preferred I preferred Vicki Lewis. I preferred Beth. I just liked her more. But yeah, I would not argue with somebody who put Joe Rogan as fourth. So grossly irresponsible. I forget the exact quote, but Neil deGrasse Tyson basically described Joe Rogan as being somebody who is convinced by what the most like as being somebody who is curious, but always convinced by the most recent thing he heard. You know, like whatever the most recent thing he heard is, that's what he believes. Tom Likas? No. Yeah, I don't like yeah, I don't really like Joe Rogan as a person. I'm sure he's a nice dude. Oh, good night, Lucy. Like I'm sure Joe Rogan is like a nice dude. He seems like he does seem like actually a pretty good dude. Um but yeah, good yeah, exactly. He has good intentions. And he's not particularly smart. He has a distinctly gullible side to him. Like he does seem often he seems very credulous, like his work for Trump and Musk. Right, but he supports Trump and Musk because he's kind of an idiot. He has like he buys into bullshit. If somebody is smart enough to do the math, is he though? I do honestly wonder if it's just a case where like if somebody says something with enough confidence, he believes them, whether it's like whether it's true or not. If the person is speaking with confidence, then he just believes them. Yeah, which is why he believes people like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, dudes who are dishonest fucking grifters. But damn if they don't speak with confidence. Elon Musk is one of the stupidest fucking people in the world. But he's convinced he's the smartest fucking dude in the world. So when Elon Musk speaks, he is absolutely 100% convinced it is the most brilliant thing that anyone has ever said. And that is what Rogan picked up on. Not whether it's actually a reasonable thing for somebody to say, but because Musk believes that what he's saying is genius. Rogan picks up on the vibes rather than the actual facts. Ben Shapiro, yeah. Ben Shapiro's a fucking asshole. Andrew Tate. And I kind of wonder if that's why legitimately smart people um, don't really go on Rogan as much. Because, like, legitimately smart people are smart enough to know what they don't know. Ben Shapiro's never been on Joe Rogan. He hasn't? Good, good. All right. I had no idea if Shapiro had been on there. I assume that even Rogan realizes that Ben Shapiro is just full of shit. Like even Rogan's probably like, no, you are just absolutely full of shit and not worth listening to. Tell what Ben Shapiro's all about just by looking at his lips. They betray smug distaste. Yeah, he is the smuggest fucker on the planet. He is like the smuggest prick out there. Hey, Rob Roy. But yeah, like genuinely smart people know that there's a lot they don't know. They know that they know enough that to know that certainty is not really possible. So like they don't speak with that same level of certainty that the likes of Musk or Peterson do. Very angry comedian. I've never actually watched any of his stand up, so I can't comment on his stand up. I still bump WAP. I mean, it's a bopper. It's a bop. Conservative cannot tell others what a woman wants to do. I still like the Monster WAP mashup that DJ Cummerbund did. WAP mashed up with Monster Mash. It was the Monster WAP. They're not done. They're manipulating the truth of the game. I mean, they're both ancient aliens, but some degree eviler. I think it's a bit of both budget. They're liars and idiots. One-eyed purple people eater. I haven't heard that mashed up with anything, but there probably is a really good mashup. I imagine somebody has done a phenomenal one-eyed purple people eater mashed up with something else. I don't know what, but somebody's probably mashed it up with something, and it's like amazing. Yeah, like a lot of those people, they're liars, but they are also idiots. And I do think they might be capable of the kind of doublethink from 1984, where they know what they're saying is a lie, but they also convince themselves that it's completely true. Like I think a lot of conservatives engage in actual doublethink. Where they'll say shit that they know is patently false. Like they're aware that it's a lie. They know full well that it's a lie, but they still believe it. A lie told a bunch of times becomes truth. Yeah. Good night, Uncle Buck. And obviously the tell a lie big enough and people will believe it. All right, well, if Uncle Buck is leaving, then it's time for me to leave as well. It is 2 hours, so time for me to end the stream for tonight. Since I was able to shower tonight, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go do other shit for the rest of the night. Good night, everybody.